Hi everyone, George back with another video, just a vinyl finds, which picked up 10 records in the last week, 6 jazz, 4 non-jazz, and so I'll show you them right off. Playing at the start there was Manfred Mann's Earth Band. This is a compilation, obviously from 71 to 73. It's only got a UK and Germany release at the time. It's on Vertigo Spaceship label. Manfred Mann recording for years and years. Great stuff in the 60s. He was an organ player himself, and this album's getting into prog rock really in places, you know, rock, pop. And the reason I picked this up is it's got the single on it, Joybringer, which I really love. It was a family favourite, and never really was on an album, although they included it in Solar Flare later on, the reissue Solar Flare. They stuck it in there, and the theme is Holst's Planet Suite on the single, so it's quite an unusual single in itself. I've just always loved it, and it's been a bit of an earworm song for me, and brings back memories of the family. So that's Joybringer from 71, 73 compilation by Manfred Mann. It's a good album, good band. And also in that shop I picked up Terry Riley's Songs for 10 Voices of the Two Prophets. And Terry Riley's an American musician, keyboard player, Avant-garde. That's the label there, really nice label. This is a live recording from 1982. Sounds really good. It was, I think, originally it was only released, it was released in 1982, German copy. Only Terry Riley on vocals and Prophet 5 synth. So it only got a German release at the time. I think in more recent years it's been released in America, so it's quite avant-garde, avant-garde, a wee bit different. Terry Riley's here, he's a bit Eastern sounding, so he actually sounds a wee bit Indian in his vocal, or his style, but it's a good album, and for those into that style of music, great album, Terry Riley. So I picked up they two, and then I done some trading with my local shop. So this is, he's had this in for a while. Harold Budd, the American piano player, Brian Eno and Daniel Lanois from Canada, obviously. The Pearl. Never picked this up at the time. I had a lot of Eno stuff. And Harold Budd. It's on EG Records, and EG Records, this is from 1984. They weren't pressed very well, quite noisy. I've washed this. I'm going to give it another clean, but it's not the greatest sounding one. What did he charge me for this? £25. He's had it in a while, and I've hummed and hawed because I know I'm not going to play it a hell of a lot. It's a great album, great piano, and great atmospherics, and ambient music from Brian Eno and Daniel Lanois. So a good album again in the collection. I always really wanted to stick it in there, but the album in my collection, and yeah, I'm glad I've got it. Another clean Harold Budd, The Pearl. Next off we have Roy Harper, and this is Born in Captivity. I got this thanks to Rob Ison, so anybody that's not subscribed to Rob, please subscribe to him. He shows fantastic music, and I watch all his videos, and he shows some great folk and associated music like that, and all other stuff. But this is quite a rare album by Roy Harper. It's the demos of an album he released a couple of years earlier with a different title, and he played this album, the demos, to some people and said release it. So he released this as a limited edition on his own label, Hard Up Records, and later released it. It got a general release on his, whoever he was signed to at the time. Yeah, so it was 830. It's quite a hard album to come by. An average going price is like £50–60, which I paid £50. There's only one copy on Discogs, and it's like 130 odd pounds. So it's a real good album. Roy Harper, English folk rock. He's a fantastic guitarist, unusual storyteller, mentalist, and but a very interesting guitarist and singer. Excuse me, Roy Harper, born in captivity. Great album. Oh. Now we've got Charles Mingus, Ropus Erectus. Don't know how you pronounce it. It's quite a hard one. Ropus Erectus. And this is on Atlantic, the Black Atlantic label. This is a Japanese issue from 1976. Originally released in 1956. And we have Charles Mingus playing bass on this, as he does on most of his albums. Jackie McLean on alto sax, J.R. Montrose on tenor sax, Mal Waldron on piano, and Willie Jones on drums. Yeah, great sounding, as most of the Japanese copies are, and really glad to have this. Charles Mingus. Next off we have Thelonious Monk, and this is a Japan only release live album. Best of Thelonious Monk Volume 2, and it's on a Japanese label, BYG. As I said, it only got a Japanese release. It was recorded in 1966. Released in 1975. Sounds great. 4 tracks on it. Side A's Havensack and Evidence. Havensack being Rudy Van Gelder's studio. Straight No Chaser and Roundabout Midnight. Classic Monk tracks. Sounds fantastic. Great album. Another album, I think I paid about £18 for that. Next album, Gil Evans, Svengali. Got this from the local shop too, which I think cost me about £8. And it's on Atlantic. It's released in 1973, and this is a German copy. Real good album, really delighted. When you get a good album, it's only cost you £8. Fantastic. And Gil Evans plays piano on this album. Yeah, it's big bandish. There's a lot of members, but there's loads of solos in it. And Ted Dunbar plays some great solo guitar, and we've got David Sanborn plays some great alto saxophone in it. So real pleased to pick this one up and add to my Gil Evans collection, Svengali. Another one in my local shop, and this is originally an Italian only release. I'm looking at what it cost me, £24, and this is Gatto Barbieri and Don Cherry. Barbieri, Gatto Barbieri and Don Cherry, and that's just the name of it. Karl-Heinz Berger on vibraphone, Jenny Clark on bass, and Aldo Romano on drums. Recorded in 1965. So the Kaikala label. I think this got other release. I think it was released in the States also. From 66, I think, to 65 recorded, and this is 75 release. So it's free jazz, Don Cherry. So not for everyone. Fantastic picture, isn't it? Next off, I got another VMP release, Miles Davis and John Coltrane from 1960, Tour Japan. This, I think, was released in 2018. I think his first ever release. It's a double album from VMP. It's really a Miles Davis album, and John Coltrane went to Japan, I think, not very happy, as he had sort of really finished with Miles Davis, but they were touring obviously Kinda Blue. It's fantastic, sounds great. Say double album, and you've got the usual crew: Wayne Kelly on piano, Paul Chambers bass, and Jimmy Cobb on drums. Sounds great. And it was recorded for French radio, so sound quality is fantastic, and yeah, great addition to my VMP collection. Vinyl me please, and I'll jump into them now and again once I've caught up. Miles Davis and John Coltrane, Paris, March 1960. Sounds great. And last off, now I sold a Tone Poet, what's his name, Chet Baker, for £189. Chet sings, so Analog Productions, Miles Davis. I bought this with the money and had a bit over. This is a 2-disc. I've got the 1-disc 33, always wanted the 2-disc, and to tell you the truth, I was just going to stick with the 1-disc because it's just a pain in the arse. They should have released the 2-disc at the time, or some of it, and by the time the 2-disc came out, couldn't be bothered. But anyway, I actually seen this at a really good price, and so I got the 2-disc 45. Happy chappy now, it's in my collection. I've traded in my single disc to my local shop, hence a bit music, so glad this is in the collection. Miles Davis, Kinda Blue, 2-discs, 45. Sounds absolutely brilliant. Okay, have a good weekend. Catch you later. Bye now.
In a room full of babies.